I am. I is a subjective name for infinite being. Am is the objective word for infinite being. So, why did infinite being need to become or need to be finite beings? If I go back and return to what was before anything that I am this, or I am that, or I am this, or I am that, and what pre-existed before, infinite being is just infinite potential. Without form or activity to do that potential, to manifest that potential. So infinite being localized itself in all of us. And we think and perceive all things into existence. And then infinite being experience. It's infinite being is experience. And through this activity, experience is being. Being is experience. Either way I say it, it's the same thing. So, Rupert uses an example of if you take an object and you take a picture of it from different perspectives, and as you know, infinite being would see everything, everywhere, from all perspectives. But even if you just took a picture of something from different angles or perspectives, if you superimpose those on each other, it would not be visible. And if you take them all, if you think of all those different perspectives, everything would be black. So it would make sense that infinite being would create activity to express that activity and potential through infinite beings or localized perspectives. Little localized perspectives, like of each one of us is one of those localized perspectives. I know I've said that before, but it's like us dreaming. When we have a dream, we seem to leave our bodies and become something of its own in the dream that has its own world. But in actuality, we're falling asleep to that thought that's perceiving this dream, and it becomes a localized world of its own. And yet, it's not a separate entity on its own, which is what the ego tends to do. That makes total sense to me. And it feels true and right. So, somebody in my dream doesn't say, I'm an entity of my own, and this is my world, and you're not dreaming me, and I'm just going to go about my own world and life. That's what happens to us. A lot of people have overlooked their true being and infinite being and say, I am all there is. I'm all there is. And I have nothing to do with anyone else. I am an entity of my own. That's what happens, and that's what's happened. And so that connection of love and infinite being, that warmth, that joy, that beauty is missing. So it's important that we see that in the world, because maybe something would click and might have a thought seep in about that. So that thread of infinite being runs through the world. Infinite being is seeing itself through the world. So beautiful. I just keep practicing thinking and saying and being in love with knowing and just being. Because everything else outside of us changes from minute to minute, second to second. Our thoughts, our feelings, circumstances, everything. But I've always been me, and you've always been you. And when you really, really feel that feeling, it's always been the same. It doesn't stop when a thought goes by. It doesn't stop when a circumstance goes by. It's the same feeling you come back to after any change. It's the same feeling, and it's there through the changes. We just we don't put any attention on it. And so the longer we don't put attention on it, then the further away infinite being gets from us. Knowing is knowing. Perspective is perspective. Perception is perception. Love is love. I guess a perspective would be more. For the finite mind, but perception, I get those two confused. Perception is perception. Anyway, I just love absorbing and being, just being.